Hello there, I'm Azaria Tagaya and you're watching Nightline. Here are the top stories. Datuk Sri Salahuddin's final reminder, positions are temporary. And explosive device found under Siti Kasim's car, a murder attempt. Good morning. Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim chaired Pakatan Harapan's Presidential Council meeting on Monday night. It was held at the Prime Minister's official residence in Sri Perdana in Putrajaya. The meeting focused on the coalition's final preparations for the upcoming state elections in 6 states, Kelantan, Kedah, Pulau Pinang, Terengganu, Negeri Sembilan and Selangor, as well as the Kuala Terengganu parliamentary by-election. The Coalition's Secretary-General, Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, when contacted by the media, confirmed the matter. The meeting, which started at 8 p.m, was attended by leaders of component parties, including Amanah President Datuk Sri Muhammad Sabu and DAP Secretary-General Anthony Loke Siew Fook. Also present were PKR Deputy President Rafizi Ramli, Amanah Vice President Adli Zahari, Pakatan Harapan Wanita Chief Aiman Atira Sabu and Amanah Communications Director Khalid Abdul Samad. Earlier, Anthony Loke announced that DAP is set to contest 15 seats in the upcoming Selangor state elections on August 12th. He said this time around, the Dusun Tua seat, which the party won during the 14th general election in 2018, will be handed over to Barisan Nasional.
Apabila kita menyerahkan ataupun diminta untuk menyerahkan Dusun Tua, syarat yang telah pun kita nyatakan ialah supaya kita mencadangkan seorang bukan adun untuk menggantikan kerusi Speaker Dewan Undangan Negeri Selangor.
He said the party had proposed for former Banting Assemblyman Lau Weng San to become the Selangor State Legislative Assembly Speaker should PHNBN win the state. Lau was among those who were not chosen to be a candidate in the state election. Of the 15 people fielded in Selangor, Loke said 6 are fresh new candidates, 5 are women and 5 are young candidates below the age of 40. Loke added that the party had made various considerations to ensure that the candidates could convince voters and unite the election machinery, subsequently moving as a team to face the state election. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Aziza Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria expressed condolences to the family of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub, who passed away on Sunday. In a post on Istana Negara's Facebook page on Monday, the King and Queen also said that they hoped that his entire family would be patient and persevere in facing this moment of grief. Their Majesties also prayed that the soul of the deceased be blessed by Allah and be placed among the pious and the righteous. Al-Sultan Abdullah and Tunku Azizah also said that they appreciated all the contributions, deeds and services rendered by the minister to the country and described his death as a huge loss to the people and the nation. Earlier, the remains of Datuk Sri Salahuddin was laid to rest at the Jalan Sulong Muslim Cemetery in Pontian, Johor at about 12:05 p.m. Funeral prayers for the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister were performed 5 times by different groups of people at the Datuk Haji Noh Gadot Mosque, including the ones led by his eldest son, Iskandar Zulkarnain, and Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim. The van carrying the late minister arrived at the cemetery at 11:25 a.m. Over 1,000 people were in attendance, including family members, friends, political and government leaders, as well as the public. Also present were Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli, Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fadil, and Education Minister Fadlina Sidek. The 61-year-old Datuk Sri Salahuddin, who was also Simpang Jeram Assemblyman, breathed his last at the Sultanah Bahia Hospital in Alustar, Kedah at 9:23 p.m. on Sunday after undergoing surgery for a brain hemorrhage. The Amanah Deputy President leaves behind his wife, Datin Sri Fatimah Taha, 4 sons and 2 daughters. He was known for his dedication towards helping to alleviate the burden of the people, especially concerning the cost of living.
Jalan yang dia lancar lah, molek Tuhan altukan. Kebetulan saya ada dengan dia masa dia kena dulu. Jadi dia tak seorang lah ada. Kalau saya tak ada bayangkan dia seseorang kan, nak sama.
Sebenarnya ini impian dia. Memang dia pesan biarlah dia mati dalam kerja untuk rakyat atau kerja. Memang dia pesan macam itu. Jadi kami pun reda pasal dia dah capai impian dia. Jadi kami minta doakan yang terbaiklah. Biarlah dia pergi dengan nama dia yang baik, dengan jasa dia yang baik.
Very hardworking colleague, seorang yang amat berdedikasi, dan kita kehilangan seorang rakan, seorang pemimpin yang berjiwa besar, yang memang bertungkus lumus.
Kehilangan beliau adalah macam kita hilang darah daging kita sendiri, dan memang terkesan. Saya boleh rasa kesedihan dan juga rasa pilu di kalangan semua yang datang untuk memberikan penghormatan terakhir, kerana memang dia seorang insan yang baik.
Now, the late Datuk Sri Salahuddin reminded students at University Utara Malaysia that the positions that people hold in their lifetimes could only last until a certain point, while advising them that it was important to keep their feet on the ground. The UUM Convocation Carnival Town Hall in Sintok Kedah was the last event attended by the minister shortly before he was rushed to hospital on Friday evening.
Jadi menteri ini ataupun jadi apa pun, masuklah NC ke, ya. Kalau di peringkat penyiasat awam ni, yang tertinggi adalah CSN, kalau polis ni IGP. Kita kena ingat, kita pegang jawatan ni sampai bila? Saya tadi turun, tuan-tuan nampak. Ada kereta rasmi, ada bodyguard, ada driver, yang pada hari ini tak kurang 7 pegawai khas saya. Sampai bila tu? Cuba fikir baik-baik. Sampai bila tu? Sampai kiamat? Sampai bila?
In related news, the Election Commission EC is waiting for official notification from the Dewan Rakyat Speaker and the Speaker of the Johor State Legislative Assembly. This is in regard to the vacancies for the Pulai Parliamentary seat and the Simpang Jeram State seat following the death of Datuk Sri Salahuddin. EC Secretary Datuk Ikmal Ruddin Ishak said a special meeting to determine the important election writs will be decided by the Commission upon receiving vacancy notices from both speakers. By-elections for both seats need to be held following the death of the incumbent Datuk Sri Salahuddin. Johor has 56 state seats, with Barisan Nasional BN holding 40, Pakatan Harapan holding 12, including Datuk Sri Salahuddins, Perikatan Nasional holding 3 and Muda with 1 seat. Discussions and studies on laws relating to royalty, religion and race, or 3R issues, including whether there is a need to introduce a new act, will be tabled in the Cabinet at its meeting this week. According to Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Law and Institutional Reform, Datuk Sri Azalina Uthman Said, the presentation on the first phase of the study to the Cabinet would be made comprehensively before any other resolution is made. Datuk Sri Azalina said the discussions with the Bar Council, non-governmental organisations and civil society organisations held recently were to assess the effectiveness of existing laws in dealing with the 3R issue. She added there are those who feel that existing laws are sufficient, while others say that Malaysia needs to consider what countries like Singapore and Australia have done in dealing with the matter.
Kalau kita tak melihat pada aspek perpaduan dalam jangka masa yang panjang untuk Malaysia, nanti sentiasa akan mewujud politik menggunakan agama, bangsa dan institusi raja sebagai elemen bulat politik lah pada saya lah. Tapi undang-undang tu banyak bercakap memang mencukupi. Tapi itu elemen jenayah. Saya rasa sekarang ni kita kena tengok di segi dia punya aspek dalam angle perpaduan lah. Ada negara dia ada undang-undang harmoni, ada negara-negara dia ada undang negara bangsa, so kita kena kaji lah.
She was met after a closed-door session on Convention Komunikasi Media Madani at the Bertam Resort in Pulau Pinang. Datuk Sri Azalina also said that it will be up to the Cabinet to decide on whether there is a need to do more research or hold further discussions. In the meantime, the government will continue to involve all stakeholders in considering the holistic direction of policy and legislation to be used as a guide for the administration in dealing with issues involving 3R. The Home Ministry and the Sarawak government have established a special task force to jointly resolve issues relating to the undocumented population in the state. Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Ismail said the task force would be divided into 2 committees. Speaking after handing over citizenship papers to 62 children aged below 12 in Kuching, Sarawak on Monday, Datuk Sri Saifuddin said the main committee, which will determine policies on the issue, will be jointly chaired by him and Sarawak Premier Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg. The other is the technical committee, which is jointly chaired by the National Registration Department Director General and the State Secretary. The committee will decide on the mechanism and method to resolve the issue.
Kerajaan Sarawak dia punya satu database yang kita anggap mudah untuk kita kenal pasti, dan daripada situ bila pasukan petugas khas kita tahu lokasi mereka di mana untuk pasukan ini masuk. Itu penting. Ya. Sarawak kan luas kan. Jadi dengan adanya permulaan ini dia memudahkan kita.
Based on statistics from the Sarawak Premier's Department, a total of 9,314 residents in the state had been identified to be without identification documents. Police believe the improvised explosive device found on the underside of lawyer Siti Kasim's car is a murder attempt. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein said police were actively tracking down suspects through fingerprints and other evidence. The IGP said police were taking aggressive action regarding the investigation and were determined to prevent any reckless individuals from committing such criminal acts. He also urged members of the public not to engage in any speculation or discussions that could potentially hinder ongoing investigations. Earlier, Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Shuhaili Muhammad Zain said 9 witnesses have given their statements over the incident. Several CCTV recordings have also been obtained, and authorities are going through the footage of each CCTV in the area mentioned by the victim. Last Friday, it was reported that Siti Kasim said she was alerted to the object attached to one of her car's tyres after she sent her car for servicing at a workshop in Bangsar.
And you're watching Money Matters.
Money Matters is going to be back after the break.
Don't go away, because Money Matters will be back shortly.
For the past half an hour, you've been with us on Money Matters.
I'm Zahir Kelvin Abdullah, and this is Money Matters.
Money Matters with Zahir Kelvin Ong Abdullah, Azaria Tagaya, Muhammad Ahmad Hamdan and Anita Wu, Saturdays at 5 p.m. only on TV3.
We're back with news from the foreign front. In Thailand, several senators declared that they will not vote for Pheu Thai in the joint parliamentary vote on Thursday if Move Forward Party remains part of the coalition. They also told Pheu Thai not to send party list MP Surya Juarangrong Rangkit to visit them and lobby for votes for the party's PM candidate. According to Senator Seri Suwan Panont, the Constitution prohibits senators from coming under the control of political parties. He added that senators would maintain their stance not to support any party that seeks to amend the Constitution in a way that would affect the monarchy or have an impact on key institutions of the country. Seri was referring to Move Forward, which has been planning to amend the draconian Les Majest law and to switch off senators' powers to elect the country's prime minister. Rishi Sunak will commit to a promise to build 1 million homes by the next national election, tackling a lack of housing stock that has alienated some younger voters who are often forced to pay high rents and are unable to buy. The British Prime Minister said his government will meet its manifesto commitment that was set out at the 2019 election to build 1 million homes for 1 million individual families in every corner of the country. Sunak stated he would concentrate on building in inner city areas where demand was highest, including a new urban quarter in Cambridge to boost its role as a science hub. The housing plan is the latest attempt by Sunak to reduce the opposition Labour Party's large poll lead after an unexpected victory in a so-called by-election just outside central London on Friday offered him some breathing space. Besides, Sunak's governing Conservatives have witnessed a collapse of support among younger voters who are frustrated at being priced out of owning their own homes and are struggling with high childcare costs. In Indonesia, at least 15 passengers were killed while at least 19 others remained missing when a small ferry capsized during a short 20-minute journey near Sulawesi Island on Sunday. It is reported that the ferry had 40 passengers when it sank around midnight. However, it was not clear exactly how many people were on board, as it is not uncommon in Indonesia for the actual number of passengers on a boat to differ from the manifest. According to the authorities, the search will be conducted by dividing into two teams. The first team will dive around the accident site, while the other will conduct a sweep above the water surface around the same area by using a rubber boat and longboat. The cause of the sinking remains unclear, while the search operation is underway. Over in China, at least 11 people have died following the collapse of a middle school gymnasium roof in northeastern city of Qiqihar on Sunday afternoon. It was reported that the roof of the gymnasium located in Heilongjiang province collapsed during a training session of a female volleyball team. According to the authorities, 19 people were at the gymnasium when the incident happened. From the total, 4 escaped and 15 were initially trapped at the time before the final trapped person was found on Monday morning and was pronounced dead. A preliminary investigation suggested the collapse may have been caused by misplaced construction material called perlite that was left on the gymnasium roof during construction work on an adjacent building. In the meantime, authorities are conducting further investigations into the case, and those in charge of the construction are being held in custody. Twitter owner Elon Musk launched a long-teased website, X.com, on Sunday, redirecting the domain to Twitter, and said he will relabel the social media platform's iconic bluebird logo as the letter X. This is the latest step in a massive rebranding effort towards what Musk has described as an all-in-one everything app. The social media network site showed the company's new logo, a white X on a black background. Following this, hashtag Goodbye Twitter was trending on the platform with reference to the old logo, as several users criticized the new one. Under Musk's tumultuous tenure since he bought Twitter in October 2022, the company has changed its business name to X Corp, reflecting his vision to create a super app like China's WeChat. On to sports now, tennis and the 2023 Swiss Open. Second-seeded Russian Andrei Rublev bageled top seed Casper Ruud en route to winning his second ATP Tour level title of the season. The world number 7 dropped just one set throughout the Swedish Open before lifting the trophy by beating world number 4 Ruud 7-6, 6-love. After a tight first set, Rublev took control of the tie, winning 80% of his first serve points after 1 hour and 33 minutes. With the victory, the 25-year-old, who captured the Masters 1000 title in Monte Carlo in April, won the 14th ATP title of his career and lifts him up to number 4 in the men's world rankings as he looks ahead to the North American hard count swing. Turning to football, the Brazilian Serie A leaders Botafogo scored twice in the last 10 minutes as they recovered from a 2-goal deficit to earn a 2-all away draw with Santos. Santos' Marcus Leonardo put the hosts ahead in the 24th minute with a low finish after running onto a Jean Lucas through ball. The 20-year-old then appeared to put the result beyond doubt for Santos when he hit the target again after 9 minutes from time. Botafogo, however, had a glimmer of hope after Tiquinho Suarez provided the team with an 84th minute strike before Adrielson equalised by heading home Marcel's delivery from a corner. The scoreline remained till the final whistle, forcing both sides to be satisfied with a share of the points. Three-vehicle collision claims 3 lives. Detail after this break. Welcome back. 3 people, including 2 senior citizens, were killed, while 9 others were injured in an accident involving 3 vehicles at kilometre 65 of Jalan Kuantan Segamat near Palu Hinai in Pekan Pahang on Monday morning. The mishap, which occurred at around 11:20 a.m., involved a Perodua Alza MPV, a Perodua Myvi and a Toyota Vios. Pahang Fire and Rescue Department Public Relations Officer Zulfadli Zakaria said 13 firemen from the Chini and Pekan fire stations were deployed to the scene to help extricate the victims from under the wreckage. The deceased were Vios driver 66-year-old Ayub Zakaria and passenger 65-year-old Poziada Harun, along with a passenger in the Myvi 19-year-old Muhammad Azrin Ahmad Nazri. District Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Zaidi Mat Zain said they were still trying to identify the driver of the MPV. The injured victims are currently receiving treatment at the Pekan Hospital Emergency Unit. Initial investigations revealed that the MPV was travelling from Segamat towards Kuantan when the driver is believed to have lost control of the vehicle before he veered into the opposite lane and crashed into the oncoming Myvi. The Vios driver, who was travelling towards Kuantan, then crashed into the Myvi. The case is being investigated under Section 41, Subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act for causing death due to reckless and dangerous driving. A senior officer with the Kedah state government has been remanded to assist probes into alleged corruption and power abuse involving the mining of rare earth elements in the state. It is learnt that the suspect was held over suspicion of asking for bribes totaling 1 million ringgit from a company owner. A source with the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC said the suspect, who is in his 50s, was arrested at the MACC office in Alor Star on Sunday at about 8 p.m. The suspect has been remanded for 3 days beginning Monday. MACC Senior Investigations Director Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Hashim, who confirmed the arrest, said the case is being investigated under Sections 17 and 23 of the MACC Act. Prior to this, it was reported that a senior officer at the Kedah Menteri Besar Incorporated MBI and a female company director were arrested by the MACC to assist in the investigations, allegedly involving bribes totaling more than 13 million ringgit. MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki on July 20th said the graft buster had recorded statements from 12 individuals over the case. Nightline. As the nation continues to mourn the passing of a Rahmah leader, the Nightline team would like to express our deepest condolences to the family of Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub. With that, I'm Azaria Tagaya. Thank you for watching and take care.